AEW star Kenny Omega confirms he'll undergo major surgery soon for his various health issues. All of the details now. Plus, Logan Paul will challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at the upcoming King and Queen of the Ring PLE. But will both titles be on the line? Details on Chuck Taylor's career-ending injury, with reportedly it being legitimate and Taylor training to be a producer for several months. Details on the King and Queen of the Ring tournament matches last night on SmackDown. Sky Blue responds to the wave of online support following the harassment she suffered at the Ring of Honor taping this week. An update on the tag team of Big Bill and Ricky Starks in AEW. Plus, we have the latest Uncle Howdy tease last night on SmackDown. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Kenny Omega. The former AEW World Champion has confirmed he is set to undergo major surgery to overcome his diverticulitis very, very soon. Kenny Omega will go under the knife to deal with his ongoing health concerns as the AEW EVP remains on the shelf for the time being. The former AEW World Champion hasn't competed since late 2023 due to a battle with diverticulitis, and there had been speculation as to whether he'd actually undergo surgery and or wrestle again. While surgery would mean a lower chance of the issues with diverticulitis returning, it would also mean he'd have to spend longer out to recover from the operation. Now, Omega has made his decision, taking to his Twitch channel. The cleaner spoke about the surgery he's set to undergo. Take a look.
The good news of that is that I was able to get some pre-op stuff done. I have a wonderful doctor that I was able to find. And he is someone who is the top of his field. And he is very hard to get appointments with, and he's very hard to get surgeries with. However, he has done me a solid, and I will actually be getting surgery very, very, very soon. And unfortunately for me, it means I have to leave town again. However, again, this guy is the top in his field. I feel, even though it's a major surgery, I do feel the most comfortable with this individual. So even though there are always worries going into a major surgery, if there's one person I can feel the most confident with, I think it's this dude. I might be able to come back, can't even remember, before my title run. I mean, geez, we're talking early days AEW level of Kenny Omega, where, yep, a little beat up from past injuries, but I mean, that's before that, and I do believe that's when the diverticulitis started, was at the beginning days of AEW. Kind of consider a new Kenny Omega, maybe repackaging and just sort of presenting something completely different, rebranding, if you will, for when I come back. To what degree? I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how I feel, but in a perfect world, I'd like to come back better than I was before. We're not talking, like, not in my prime. Come on, those days are done. But I want to come back a little different and bring something new to the table. There's a lot of same these days. It's making me fucking sick. Making me fucking sick watching all this same bullshit all the time.
Now, Omega did also have some other more light-hearted things to say during his Twitch stream, one of which was a comment on Dave Meltzer and how he rates matches recently. Take a look at what Omega said.
But he's jumped the fucking shark, so it doesn't count for much anymore. He has jumped the motherfucking shark, and guess who is to blame for that? Me. I'm the guy. I broke this scale. It fucked up something in his brain where he doesn't even know what good matches anymore. He's just like, Kenny, you opened my mind to this weird fucking world of wrestling that I never saw before in my life. And I think he doesn't understand it anymore. He stopped being able to understand. He can't comprehend what's going on. I opened Pandora's box and it's just running rampant now. That's all it is.
Now, he also had some comments for fellow AEW star Will Ospreay, of course, Omega and Ospreay having a series of matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well as AEW, and it looks like Omega still has some unfinished business with the Aerial Assassin.
He's pretty good. But he ain't me. He wasn't me. Wasn't me, never will be me. Here's the thing. That guy goes around, strutting around, talking a lot of mean shit about yours truly. Well, that's easy to do when I'm down and out. But geez, if you want to compare apples, well, it's kind of still apples and oranges. Well, let's try to compare apples and apples. This dude, okay? He has the gall, the unmitigated gall, to go out in the world and call himself the King of Japan. The King of Japan? Like, according to who? Again, it's to himself. He's freaking calling himself this. This guy's delusional. What a maniac. People love you out there, Will. They do. They like you. Some love you, I'm sure. Some love you. The 500, 600 fans that still would come to Crackwin Hall when you were there, maybe less, I don't know. I'm sure they adored you. More people were coming to see me. More people were buying my goods. I was appearing on TV more. When you talk about the matches, who remembers any of your fucking matches, Will? Nobody remembers them. You want to compare apples to apples now? Who's got the better matches against Utano? Who's got the better matches against Naito? Who's got the better matches against Ibushi, Goto, Tanahashi, freaking Yoshihashi, all these motherfuckers? And I know what you're probably going to say. Well, you ain't never wrestled big the way I did, brother. Gives a shit. Who fucking, let me fucking do some of that to that. You know, I'm like that. We're talking about the major players, the stuff that was bringing in the ching, ching, bing, bing, a la ting, ting. That was yours truly. That was me only, not you. It wasn't you. You never made a cent. You never made a dime for the company. Nothing. Not at all. Call yourself the king all you want. Call yourself the best all you want. You ain't that. I was that. And that memory still remains. They ain't never forgetting me. But I wouldn't be surprised if they already forgot you, Will. That's why you're looking to go out to Uganda. You're trying to make your own legend out there. But guess what? If I go to Uganda, I become the Ugandan king. Me. I do. But if you want it so bad, you can have it. Have it for a few months. Then maybe I take that flight. We'll see what happens then, huh? Pal. Buddy pal.
Now, let's talk about Cody Rhodes, because he's got a new challenger for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes will continue his story as champion and defend the undisputed WWE Championship in the main event of King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia in 2 weeks. Rhodes' opponent was revealed to be none other than United States champion Logan Paul on Friday's episode of SmackDown. The Blue Brand's general manager Nick Aldis opened the show and welcomed Rhodes down to the ring and congratulated him on his win in front of a raucous French crowd at Backlash. Aldis then said his opponent would be coming out to reveal himself. Paul came down to the ring and Rhodes asked him what he wanted to talk about. Paul ran down Rhodes and said he wanted to talk about was pinning the champion on top of his Prime logo in the middle of the ring and walking out of Saudi Arabia as the new undisputed WWE champion. Rhodes said he liked the thought of a champion versus champion match and noted that if he won the United States Championship, that would make him a Grand Slam champion in WWE. Rhodes said he doesn't think of Paul as a dumbass like many others and touted Paul's accomplishments in his short run with the company. Rhodes called the United States champion self-centered and stated he couldn't make it through a match without using brass knuckles, but he'll find out his place when they face off at King and Queen of the Ring. The men held up their respective titles and stared each other down to end the segment. This will be the first time Rhodes and Paul square off in the ring. King and Queen of the Ring will emanate from the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on May 25. Now, they are calling it champion versus champion. It's not been totally confirmed if it's title versus title, title for title, but it looks like that way is what it's going to be. If we get any more concrete confirmation on that, we'll of course let you know in the future. Now, details on Chuck Taylor and his potentially career-ending injury, because Chuck Taylor's career, unfortunately, may be over. Now, recently, Trent split from the Best Friends, and it was revealed that Chuck Taylor's injuries that have kept him sidelined may be career-ending. Now, Fightful Select say that on their Discord, they revealed that this isn't just kayfabe, and there are actually no plans for Chuck Taylor to wrestle again at the moment. Now, however, they say they've learned more on this. Taylor had his first match in 6 months on an April edition of AEW Rampage against Trent in a parking lot brawl. Now, Fightful are saying they've been told that Taylor was well aware of the extent of his injuries at that point. Sources on the roster have said to Fightful that Chuck wanted to have the match as it could have been his last. In addition, Fightful Sean Ross Sapp has learned that Chuck Taylor has been training as a coach/producer for months. Now, Rocky Romero also spoke to Fightful about Chuck and the domino effect with Trent, saying he's been good for so long. Some of my favourite work that he's done was when he was in PWG. The parking lot brawls the best friends have done have been iconic in AEW, but it's unfortunate to not see Chuck be able to do even more, and I don't know if we ever will. I really don't know. It's a pretty crappy situation overall. I'm happy for Trent. He's getting the opportunity to show out. He's better as a heel and more comfortable. So far, it's been great. The reaction he got in Winnipeg was amazing. Trent is such a good wrestler, so it's going to be cool to see where he can go with this and how far he can go. I don't think I'll be involved. Of course, if we get any more details on Chuck Taylor's future, we'll let you know, but as of right now, it does look like legitimately his in-ring career is over. Now let's talk about the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. We had several matches last night on SmackDown. In the opening round of the King of the Ring tournament for SmackDown, fans were treated to 3 matches. Carmelo Hayes versus Baron Corbin, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, and Tama Tonga versus Angelo Dawkins, replacing, of course, the injured Bobby Lashley. First up were Hayes and Corbin. Hayes was recently drafted to the Blue Brand, deciding to shoot his shot against undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes on his first night. His Ross to Rhodes didn't seem to slow him down against Corbin as he advanced with a roll-up in his first King of the Ring match. Dawkins and Tonga came second. Naturally, the bloodline got involved, with Solo Sikoa jumping on the apron but eating a punch from Dawkins. Montez Ford also joined the fray by diving onto the newest WWE superstar, Tanga Loa, who debuted at Backlash. The bloodline would ultimately get the victory after Sikoa hit a Samoan spike on Dawkins, allowing Tonga to pick up the victory and advance to the next round. The final men's tournament match was Orton versus Styles in the main event of Friday's episode. Orton took control early on. He sent Styles crashing into the barricade and caught a phenomenal forearm attempt on the outside, planting Styles on the announce table twice. Styles took control by exploiting an Orton knee injury and working the Viper's leg throughout the match, but Orton managed to nail Styles with an RKO to advance to the quarterfinals. He'll take on Hayes in round 2, while Tonga awaits the winner of LA Knight versus Santos Escobar, which will be taking place at a live event over the weekend. Now, we also saw the rapid escalation of the Queen of the Ring tournament last night, with 3 first-round matches gracing the Blue Brands. By the time SmackDown ended, Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair came out victorious in their first-round matches and took one step closer to booking their tickets to Saudi Arabia for the rapidly approaching King and Queen of the Ring premium live event. Nia Jax took on Naomi in Friday's opening contest. Naomi's high-octane offense served her well in the second half of the match, and the Pennsylvania crowd roared with life as Naomi lifted Jax to the top turnbuckle for a Hurricane Rana. All of Naomi's efforts, however, were dashed with a solid Annihilator to the chest, and Jax proceeded to the quarterfinals of the tournament. Fresh off her Women's Tag Team Championship victory, Cargill sought to overcome Piper Niven, who was accompanied by Chelsea Green. Cargill and Niven went blow for blow, and Niven had Cargill's number several times during the match. Niven reversed Cargill's finisher attempt with a headbutt. Cargill eventually landed her signature move, however, and left Niven jaded as she won one of the most difficult matches in her current WWE run. Immediately following Cargill's victory, Belair came out to confront the SmackDown newcomer Candice LeRae after interference from a ringside Indy Hartwell in the opening goings of the match. Belair found herself battling the Poison Pixie on one front and a tweaked knee on the other. Despite showing signs of a bad knee, Belair delivered a KOD to advance to the quarterfinals of the tournament. Another first-round tournament match featuring Michin and Tiffany Stratton has been pushed, as I mentioned, to this weekend's live events. Next week's SmackDown will see Jax and Cargill fighting each other in the quarterfinals, and Belair is expected to take on the victor of the Michin-Stratton matchup as well. Now, we brought you the story earlier on this week when it came to Sky Blue and an incident at the AEW/Ring of Honor television tapings, and for the first time, she has addressed the incident on social media. AEW star Sky Blue has been the subject of much discussion since the May 8th edition of Dynamite went off the air. Following the live broadcast, several matches were taped for an upcoming episode of Ring of Honor on Honor Club, which is set to air later this month. During Blue's match with Rachel Ellering, a fan sitting ringside began hurling derogatory and vulgar comments towards Blue, eventually being escorted out of the building after referee Aubrey Edwards called for security. Several wrestlers have spoken up in defense of the AEW star, especially after one fan on social media said the incident happened because Blue was showing too much skin, including Ellering, Deonna Purrazzo, and WWE superstar Chelsea Green. Now Blue herself has taken to X to thank everyone for their support. You can see the post right there on the screen. It says, quote, "I am beyond overwhelmed with all the love and support. Thank you to everyone. You have no idea how much is appreciated. Let's make sure the future generations of women's wrestlers don't have to deal with this shit." Now, 24-year-old Blue has already had a busy 2024 in All Elite Wrestling, working 12 matches so far this year across Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, The Revolution 0 Hour, and now Ring of Honor. Her most recent AEW TV match was a loss to Willow Nightingale on the May 1st edition of Rampage for the TBS Championship, which of course was a Manitoba Massacre match that saw Blue take the fall after being laid out in the remains of a table covered in barbed wire. Now, let's talk about former AEW World Tag Team Champions Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Of course, Big Bill is trying to sit under the learning tree of Chris Jericho, and that spells the end for his tag team. On a recent AEW Dynamite, Big Bill joined Chris Jericho and said he wanted to learn from the well-traveled wrestler. Over the past year, however, Bill has been teaming with Ricky Starks on AEW television and led them to winning the AEW World Tag Team titles. By the time the duo lost the tag team titles, Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp was told there were no real plans for them to continue as a team, and both were ready to move on to different projects. It doesn't appear that there was any ill will between the two, but that both believed that the team had run its course, and now they're moving on to different things. And finally, we got the latest tease for Uncle Howdy / Bo Dallas and his new faction last night on SmackDown. On last night's SmackDown, another QR code led to a video teasing the impending debut of the new family led by Bo Dallas in WWE. While he continues to remain unnamed and faceless, fans have certainly become convinced that not only are the QR code mysteries leading up to the return of Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, or another version of a character that he's going to play on WWE television, but also it's going to lead to the debut of a faction. The QR code last night sent fans to a video featuring a fairly long message teasing there is a new faction coming soon. Now, the video features the newest WWE introduction bumper, yet made spooky as it cuts off and the voice of Triple H is warped as text appears on the screen. Take a look at the latest video tease.
Together, forever. Together, forever. Together, forever. Together, forever.
So, what do you make of the latest Uncle Howdy tease? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. But there you go, guys. This latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.